everybody, my name is McKenna and this is MK. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is McKenna and this is MK. Say hi MK. Hi Annie. Today I want to talk to you about interesting, funny, annoying things that have happened to me since coming out in college and high school and things like that. So let's just jump right into the video. Something that I feel like is really annoying is that because I'm a lesbian and because I have short hair, a lot of girls, cisgender, heterosexual girls, assume that I don't know about like girly things. I was on a cheer team at my college and girls would ask like in our group chat, oh, does anyone know how to French braid? And I would always be like, oh, I do. And people seemed really like shocked by that, but they have to like understand I was still raised like as a girl in society. I'm not saying that like every girl knows how to French braid, or if you don't even know what that is, it's actually the braid I have in my hair right now. My hair's really short, so it's pretty much just like bobby pinned. I don't know, I just feel like it's kind of interesting. Even when people are like, wow, like your makeup looks so good, it's just like, yeah, like I'm a lesbian, I'm not like an alien. I grew up in the world with feminine role models and females all around me, and grew up in a very patriarchal society in which girls and young women are taught how to braid hair and do their makeup and put on lipstick and do all sorts of stuff like that. So I don't like when people assume that I don't know how to do something because I'm a lesbian, if that makes sense. Hopefully like other queer people, other queer girls, like you're on the same wavelength as me. Okay. This next one is actually like the #1 thing that annoys me about being a lesbian or liking girls like in particular. So if you are a female that likes female identified people, this is something that you probably have experienced too. Every time I am in a work environment or a school environment and I have, you know, my peers and my coworkers that are similar or like the same age to me, they find out that I'm gay, and the boys want to ask me and tell me very like explicit stories about their girlfriends or their lives, or they want to ask me questions. If they want to ask me questions, like they have a genuine question, I will answer it because I'm like an open person, but I'm not saying that every single person will. However, they almost want to give me like this free pass to be part of their like boy club, and like I don't want to be part of that club. I don't want to be like in the club where they're all talking about like boys stuff and like gross things about girls, because like I'm still a girl and I respect women, and I don't want to be part of like your little like boy clan that disrespects women behind their back. Now maybe that's being a little harsh on boys, but this has happened like in numerous occasions, and of course not like every single guy I work with, but there's like a few guys who like, you know, are buddies and they want to ask me about so and so things. Going off of this whole guy topic is that men, especially heterosexual men that don't have sex with other men and have sex with women, basically they want to ask you all about sex, and they want to ask you about girls, and it's very weird. So just like don't do that. Something that my sister thinks is super funny, but sometimes embarrasses me, especially I know in the beginning of when I was coming out, it embarrassed me, is that every time I'm with my sister, usually like at a pride event, or usually just, I don't know, anything that has to do with like being LGBT, or really like it's happened so often now, is that I'll be out with my sister, and I guess because I look gay, people will come up to us or just like say to us, you guys are such a cute couple. And my sister and I are really close, you know, we're very huggy, we're very like affectionate people. So I can see how if we were at like an LGBT event, people would consider that or like view that as like a lesbian relationship, and there's nothing wrong with that. Of course I love when people are accepting and loving, especially when we're not like in a queer space and someone says that. But it's always embarrassing to me because first of all, that's my sister, and second of all, I think we kind of look alike, so it'd be kind of weird if I was like dating someone who looked a lot like me, but I don't know, maybe we don't look that much alike. My sister definitely thinks it's hilarious. She always tries to like go along with it, and I'm always like, no. We're sisters. Which of course people think is really funny. Yeah, that's definitely something that sometimes gets on my nerves, but I love my sisters, so it's fine. So this actually isn't something that gets on my nerves next up, but it's something that actually like I love, and I love to mess around with people. When I'm talking about LGBT spaces, queer spaces, women's spaces, and places like that, I try to use words like partners instead of like husband or wife, and I really try to keep my language gender neutral. And I don't know if this is the case, but I am studying gender, sexuality, and women's studies, and so a lot of times, even in my classes, people will kind of be a little awkward about asking this question, and they want to, I know what they want to ask. They want to ask if I'm gay, if I'm a lesbian, if I'm bisexual, or if I'm queer. But they also don't want to offend me. Now, I hope that if you were straight and someone asked you if you were gay, you wouldn't be offended. But I know that some people, of course, like would be. So I know that people don't want to straight out ask me. So they'll say things to get me to admit it. Like, oh, do you have a partner? And I'll just say, no. Someone will be talking about like their coming out experience, and then another person will be like, oh, like have your parents always been like loving and accepting of you? And I'm just like, oh yeah, definitely. So I always try to just give them like a little piece of the information. I do have to say this is usually like cisgender or also heterosexual people. So I know this is kind of mean, but even when they're just like, so are you, and then they want me to like fill in the blank, like, oh yeah, I'm gay, or I'm a lesbian, or something like that, I'm just like, what? Am I? And then they're like, oh, are you like prompting me to say the answer? And I just like wait for a couple seconds, and then I'm like, are you trying to ask me if I'm gay? And then they're like, yeah, but like I'm not trying to offend you or anything. And I'm like, I'm not offended. Like, yes, I'm proud of who I am. And I honestly think it's like fine to ask people that, like, of course, in a certain setting. You're not just gonna be walking through the grocery store and be like, are you gay? But I mean, if you're in like a queer space or like a women's space, you know, especially if you're trying to meet people, you gotta know who's gay. This might turn into a video of me talking about how I troll people who ask me questions. Something else is that when people say like being gay is a sin around me, or just like oh, gay people are going to hell or whatever, I like to act like really surprised, like I didn't know that. And usually people know that I'm being sarcastic, but I try to really give it a genuine performance. Like someone's like, don't you know you're going to hell? And I'm like, wait, what? I didn't, who told you that? And just try to act really shocked and surprised, and then see how that goes over. Something that does kind of annoy me, and this happens actually a lot, and I think now I've become like more immune to it, is that since I cut my hair and I started wearing more like gender neutral clothes, especially right after I came out, I felt like people would stare at me in public places, like in grocery stores or like Targets, because they were kind of like analyzing me almost. And I don't know if it's because like I wear so much makeup and then I have more of like a gender neutral style, or it's like my hair. I'm not really sure like what it is, but I definitely felt like people were trying to figure out like, are you gay or like are you straight? You're feminine but also like more masculine, and it's just like this gender role, like heteronormativity thing. And at first it really made me insecure, especially when I was in high school and I first cut my hair, because I felt like people were just like judging me all the time, and they probably weren't as much as I thought they were, but I can still recognize it. Like I'll be like this happened the other day actually at Target. Like people are like looking at me, and then like I'll catch their gaze, and then they feel like they have to like say something like, oh, I love your hair, like that's a cute shirt or something like that. And yeah, so I mean that's kind of annoying because sometimes I'm just trying to like live my life, but you know. Although with that, I feel like it's very, very powerful and important to be yourself and dress how you want to dress in all aspects of life. If you are assigned male and you like go by male, you're cisgender, or trans, or a lesbian, or gay, or bisexual, you should be able to dress however you want. And I always think that like maybe there's like some little lesbian out there, or like some little girl looking at me and it's like, you know, when I grow up, like I'm gonna dress like that, or like I'm gonna look like that. And maybe like right now I gotta wear my floofy pink dresses that my mom picks out, but someday I'm gonna be able to dress like that girl or look like that girl. And I think that it's important to be yourself and be out so that other young people, old people, middle-aged people can see you and like see a representation of themselves out in the world. Okay, and I have to tell this really funny story because I just thought it was hilarious and I didn't understand what was happening until like the end of the day. Recently, I went to a conference at my school for this club that I'm in. And when I got there, the club president came up and she was asking me about the school's GSA. And I answered a few of her questions. I didn't really know a lot about it because I'm not in the GSA at our school. Not because I don't like it or anything like that, but just because it's my last semester here and I've just been really focusing on school and haven't really been doing like a lot of club activities. Anyway, so I go throughout the day and I'm eating lunch with a friend of mine, and the girl across from me is talking about how she really wants to join the GSA and she's wondering, you know, what days they meet, and she's asking me, you know, like, when do they meet and what kind of events do they do. And because I'm gay, I knew like the events that they did because I see these kids around, you know, like you kind of have a rapport with like the other queer kids at your school. So, you know, I was telling her a little bit about it. And then a teacher calls me over and she starts asking me who the president of the GSA is. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know her name. I don't really know like anything about her. And then she's like looking at me and I'm like, yes. And then she's like, oh, are you a part of the GSA? And I was like, no, actually, like I haven't been very active this year. And then she got like really embarrassed and she was like, oh, like I'm sorry. And then like I was like, no, like it's fine. And I was walking back to the table. I was like, what is, like, why is everyone asking me about this? So I went up to my friend who was at lunch and she was like, it's just because you look gay. People are asking you all these questions about the GSA on campus. So by just looking at me, they were just like assuming that I was in the GSA because I was gay. It was just like the best thing. And I think it happened with like 2 more people. So like 5 people during that day. I mean, given it was like a 7-hour span, started talking to me about the GSA. And I was like, what is going on? Like I had a collared shirt on, like not this one, but I mean, it looked like this, and like makeup on, and you know, like I just looked like myself. And apparently everyone thought I was like a homo trying to come in to, and like it was just so funny. I loved it. And I went home and like I called my sister and I was like, can you believe that happened? So it was kind of like the opposite of homophobic. Like they were, I don't even know if there's a word for that, like please comment down below, but it was like they were trying to be like so accepting of me and like calling me over and like asking me about the GSA and like telling me that they loved me and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't know you guys, but like, thank you. That was just awesome. That was fun. Okay, so I didn't really write these down or anything. I kind of just like went for it off the top of my head, but I guess these are kind of like my favorite slash like least favorite. I mean, they're like annoying, but like some of them I actually kind of like things about being gay. Overall, I actually love being gay. I love the community. I love the people. I love my friends. I love my allies. So overall, I wouldn't trade it for being straight, heterosexual, for anything. If you liked this video, if you could think of any more things that you don't like about being gay or queer, or you want to see me do anything, please comment in the comments. Please leave a comment. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. I would love to hear what other things you all think are annoying or funny. If you have anything you'd like to see on this channel, please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.